Hey everyone, I'm Roland, lead educator for Master Supplements, US Enzymes, and also the clinical consultant, and the guy who's really happy and fortunate to be here talking to you today because we're about to launch a brand new segment. We do a lot of work on the professional side, the US Enzymes brand side for doctor educations, webinars, but we thought about doing some more consumer-based education with the premise of here to help, i.e. I am here to help those who are seeking to help themselves. The reason we want to do this is we want to actually start educating the health warriors, the consumers out there, because there are so many more people on their own individual journeys than there are practitioners or able doctors who can help those people. And in some cases, people are taking matters into their own hands because personal responsibility is really what is required to be in participation of your health journey. So the whole premise of Here to Help is a very simple one. It's me talking from the heart, talking from a place of privilege with education and understanding as a clinician myself to disseminate information and break things down to help you, the consumer, become more in the know, more informed, and ultimately more powerful to affect change positively in your health through changes to lifestyle, through guidance of supplementation strategies, protocol creation, product information, and any other adjunct lifestyle aspects that I feel sharing might be helpful or beneficial to you to know. So what are we doing with our first Here to Help? Well, we recently wanted to focus on the immune system. Why? It's the change of seasons. It's the ending of the summer, the dovetailing into the fall season, back to school, back from vacations. It's a huge shift in the planet, and oftentimes it's the time where people become ill themselves because of a multitude of different scenarios. The whole year is laid out so that there is a seasonality to how the planet moves through the course of a year. Most people don't ever stop to think that the body does work in some capacity in a similar way, in the sense that there are times and there are seasons for things within our physiology. Anytime there's a big shift in seasonality, it's a time that's an opportunity for the physiology of our bodies to also express a different shift. For example, coming out of winter, you're coming out of what's called a regenerative recovery metabolism into the newfound energy of spring. It's time to clean. That's where the word spring cleaning comes from, which is why a lot of people do detoxification programs in the spring. The summer is a time of high energy. There's lots of food available, an abundance of light, and therefore there's an abundance of activity in our lives. As we shift into the fall, we harvest, i.e. the practices and the processes of our year have been pretty much done, completed, and we're winding down. And there is a shift in the physiology based upon a change of environment. Oftentimes we're moving from being outside in the summer to slowly, progressively more inside in the fall and winter. And that's when the body goes through a bit of a change from an immune system perspective. We start becoming in closer proximity and closer quarters with other people. We share germs, we sneeze, we breathe stuff in, we put our hands on surfaces. And those things affect the immune system and stress the immune system oftentimes to fight off potential pathogens and issues that are usually experienced through a common cold or a flu. Why you want to focus on the immune system in the fall is it's a time to fortify the immune system because of the fact that if you have children, they're going to be interacting with other people more frequently. They're going to be catching things themselves, bringing it home, bringing it into your home, and it's going to get passed around the family, or whatever it is that's getting passed from child to parent might find its way into your workspace as well. So we should probably talk about what the immune system is and why the immune system is so important. Because in my opinion, the immune system is in some ways the most important system in the body because it's the only one that can heal you or hurt you. In the case of something like autoimmunity or an immune-mediated inflammatory scenario, the immune system, if unregulated, can actually wreak havoc upon the health of the body. So the immune system is important to have balance, and it sounds cliche, but balance is it can operate and address a threat, then it can reduce its vigilance and upregulate its ability to resolve that threat so the body can basically get back to baseline again. Most people who suffer from weakened immunity do so because of stress. Stress is the one thing that pushes everything out of balance. And you can have physical stress, you can have emotional stress, you can have chemical stress. Stress is a generalized, ambiguous term for something that pushes the body out of an optimal state. When your body is stressed, your immunity is lowered. When your immunity is lowered, you have a greater susceptibility of having things that are threatening to your body from the outside world inhabit your body inside and ultimately create an issue for the body to have to deal with. So why we want to fortify our immune systems is we want to know when to boost them optimally in order to deal with the potential threat that germs, bugs, pathogens, viruses do bring into our system. So where do you start with a Master Supplements product portfolio? Well, technically, each product has an ability to influence the overall health of the immune system. If you look at a digestive enzyme or an HCl, those are going to be the things that potentially reduce the likelihood of something getting into your system through compromised digestion and underfunctioning of the digestive system itself. If you look at the probiotics like a Theralac Pro, a True Bifido, a True Flora, each of those have a unique formulation in terms of how the organisms in the probiotic are able to interact with the body and ultimately influence the immune system. Some can actually promote an increase in immune system activity, i.e. the ability to better prepare the body to fight off a viral infection. Some can actually reduce the severity of how aggressive the immune system is behaving and calm the immune system down so the body can get back to a baseline of health. And then we have our prebiotics, our fibers. You might be thinking, well, what can a fiber do for my immune system? Most of our immune cells reside in our gut, about 60 to 70% according to research. And you say, well, why would most of our immune cells be in our gut? Very simple. The immune system, looking at the things that are coming into the bloodstream, is going to position itself at the opportunity to be most ready for when things can actually get into our circulatory system. Everything we break down through our gut and we digest gets through the gut into the bloodstream, and it goes wherever it needs to go in the body. And because we have a microbiome, which inside the microbiome we have trillions of bacteria, these bacteria are a massive influence over the immune system because it is the conversation between the bacteria, the immune cells, and the gut cells, kind of like in a triangle, that influence our immune system's ability to keep our body safe. So like Master Supplements has always promoted, we have probiotics, we have enzymes and prebiotics. That same triangle nature kind of has an overlay in terms of the communication pathways within the gut, because each of those products or those product categories can have a marked influence. To answer the original statement I put forth, the reason that prebiotics can influence the gut is based upon the fact that prebiotics are the ultimate food for probiotics. They are the fibers that the body cannot properly break down and extract nutrition from that are meant to be so they can actually get into the small and large intestine and be food sources for the bacteria that reside in our gut, that ultimately if we feed the bacteria the optimal food source, we can keep those microbes in healthy working order, and they can help participate in supporting the immune system in terms of when it's under stress in the first place, or having the immune system better able to relax and reduce its vigilance when everything needs to be brought back to a baseline of normal. So that's really the anchor of this whole thing in terms of being here to help. I want to explain some fundamental aspects to each and every one of you who is involved in this health journey, because now more than ever in 2025, health has become a popular thing. And I think in some ways, it's a little unfortunate that health needed to become kind of popular and trendy for people to get on board, because it is the most valuable thing we have in our lives. But at the same time, if that's what it takes, then I'm happy to be a participant or play my role in terms of sharing insights, expertise, and be a voice of information for those who want to know better. So when it comes to the time of year, to the immune system itself, and what to do when it comes to keeping your immune system healthy, using the appropriate digestive support if that's what it is you need, using something like an Enzalase upon large meals to ensure that you're properly breaking down your food, making sure that you're extracting maximum nutrition from your food, and you're not leaving stress to the immune system on the table by under-digesting your food, especially in scenarios when it comes to leaky gut. The second thing would be using prebiotics proactively. Most people take a probiotic proactively. Most people take a probiotic when there is reason to do so because they're experiencing symptoms in the gut. A probiotic can be taken on a regular basis as a preventative strategy to ensure A, that the microbiome and the ecology, the kinds of microbes that make up the microbiome, are in healthy working order for you. It can be a way to stimulate and promote the immune system to be appropriately vigilant to keep your body safe from threat. And if something has happened that's going to negatively impact the microbiome, a probiotic can be a way to either help deal with the threat or help to repopulate and reconstitute a healthy gut after the threat has moved through. And the last aspect is a prebiotic. And a prebiotic is a fancy way for a special type of fiber, or a fancy term for a special type of fiber, that's goal is to not help promote bowel regularity, although it does indirectly. A prebiotic is a source of fuel for the multitude of different probiotics that inhabit your gut. And when these prebiotics are fed regularly, in addition to having a healthful diet and a healthful lifestyle, they can help work with the probiotics to enhance the body's ability to keep your immune system vigilant and strong through the holiday season. What you do now for your immune system is going to carry you through for the next few weeks and months. And last time I checked, life does not get less busy as we get into the holiday season. So I hope all of this resonated. This was our first Here to Help segment. That's definitely not going to be our last. I look forward to sharing more insights as we go through more monthly themes and features into the future. And please do connect with us on social media. We have our podcast up and running. Check us out on Instagram, on Facebook, and any other outlets where you might want to know more about Master Supplements and what it is we're doing. Thank you.